What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about Dark Dimension and the best characters for Dark Dimension on the patch 6.00. This is the best recommendations that we have in order with the characters that we have available. Now there is a paradigm shift that we need to talk about, but before we talk about this paradigm shift in terms of Dark Dimension and the different recommendations that now we have, I want to announce two big things. First off, tomorrow, Monday, I will be streaming the heroic mode on the new campaign for the Doctor Strange Heartless. That's a minor announcement, but the second announcement, and this one is actually very big, on my Discord there will be a spreadsheet with all the counters that content creators use for the Avengers Tower, because next Friday we have the third iteration of the Avengers Tower coming into the game, and once again on my Discord, link in the description, you will find all the counters that I used. The content creators that we have there, it's content creators that I think have some relevance in terms of theory crafting. Not the best, all of them, but not the worst either. So me, of course, number one. Second, we have duarktikhq, all the teams that use it. Third place, we have Mr. Artgrave. Yes, he used some interesting teams on his Avengers Towers experience. Fourth, we have a philosopher, and he's fourth because he's a whale, so he has to be a little bit lower than everyone else. And then we might have some other content creator, I still have not decided. But unfortunately, there are not many content creators with videos of the Avengers Tower. But once again, you'll find all the teams that they use on my Discord. You just have to go to the section Avengers Tower. Okay, so let's continue the video. We are going to talk about Dark Dimension once again, patch 6.00, and before we start, paradigm shift. So what changed in the paradigm of Dark Dimension? Big things, and this was something that I didn't realize early on, but recently, some weeks ago, I realized this, and since then my recommendations for Dark Dimension completely changed because they have to. Okay, so when we invest characters with Teal gear, there are only three stats that increase in these characters. It's HP, damage and armor. These are the three stats that increase whenever you apply Teal gear to the characters. So investing in characters like Emma Frost or Dr. Voodoo, who are kit-based characters and will not benefit of increase in terms of damage, for example, then investing Teal gear on those characters is not going to be worth it, because one of the most important stats that you are increasing, it's not going to be relevant. And this is something that I laid out on this infographic that you can also find on my Discord, and that's why we need to change our mindset in terms of which characters we apply Teal gear to, because if the focus and resistance are not increasing, then there are a few characters that we can ignore and focus on the characters that get the maximum amount of stats based on having this additional gear tier. Okay, so let's take a look at this infographic and my suggestions, but I want to mention this that we have at the bottom here. So let's max out these. The stats relevance. Stat relevance in terms of Teal gear, so health, damage and armor. Now we have a set of secondary stats. We have drain and barrier. The drain is related with the damage. The higher damage you have, the more drain you'll have. And then we have the barrier, and the barrier is related with health. The higher health you have, the more barrier you'll get on your characters and on your team. This is going to be very, very important, because characters, for example, like Phyla, for example, she will benefit out of the health, out of the damage, the armor, the drain and the barrier, because she gives all these things to herself and to her team. So we are doubling up on the value of the Teal gear on file level compared to other character like Minerva. Minerva, she's going to benefit from the health, she's going to benefit from the armor, but she's not going to benefit from the damage, she's not going to benefit from the barrier and from the drain. So if we can invest on as many characters as possible where we are doubling up on the stats that we are getting, those are the characters that we definitely want to invest, and the characters that we definitely want to put Teal gear on and use on Dark Dimension 5. Now, you might not one-shot every single node with these characters that we are going to talk about, but that's fine. It takes so long for you to gear up the characters that if you have to do 3 or 4 attacks per node, it's still going to be an amazing result. So it's better once again to double up on characters that take full advantage of having Teal gear than investing in other characters like Minerva, like Dr. Voodoo, like Emma Frost, that do not benefit of all these stats, and they definitely do not double up with the value of these stats. Okay, so with that said, let's take a look at the recommendations that I have for you. So first we have the city characters, and we have Symbiote Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, OG Spider-Man, Cloak, Dagger, Shang-Chi, Scarlet Spider, Morbius, and Ghost Rider. So these are characters that are very good in different game modes. You can use most of them in the raids, let me see. Apart from Morbius and the Ghost Rider, you can use all these characters in the raids. These are great blitz characters. Many of them are carriers. That means by themselves they can win a match. For example, OG Spider-Man, Cloak and Dagger, Shang-Chi, and then the Dark Hunters. Those are all carriers that we can use in blitz. Shang-Chi, for example, it can also be used in arena. So these are characters that have huge value in the game right now and going forward into the future, because we have Cosmic Crucible and Avengers Tower coming on, and the value of these characters also are based on theory crafting. You have a lot of potential with all of these characters, and overall they are very good. Now, of course, the characters that are on green, they have a lot more value than the ones on yellow or red. For example, Symbiote Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, they are very good characters, but because they are so expensive, they should not be your first option. Then we have characters like, for example, Ghost Spider and the Scarlet Spider. They are very decent characters in raids, but outside of raids they are not as good. So that's why you should try to focus as much as possible on the characters that have the green aura around them. So yeah, those are the characters for the city line. And now let's take a look at the global line. So we have Madeline Pryor. I still have to make a video about her. Very important character going forward. We have Silver Samurai, we have Agatha, we have Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red, no, we have Doctor Doom, we have Captain Sam, we have Mary Hill, and we have Sharon Carter. Finally, we have Kate Bishop. So we have 2 or 3 new characters here. We have Kate Bishop, for example. At the end, we have Agatha, and we have Madeline Pryor. These characters, they have decent survivability, they have decent utility, they can do a lot of damage, they are great on their teams, and they have a lot of potential for theory crafting. So those are characters that I definitely recommend. Now, of course, the Agatha is green compared to Madeline Pryor because she's going to be part of the arena meta. She's the second best team in terms of Alliance Wars, with the Weapon X being the first team on offense, of course. And she is definitely going to be a great character. It doesn't require a lot of investment. You can do 2 stuns with her. She applies offense down to the enemies, to the entire team. It's a crazy good character. Now, Silver Samurai and Lady Deathstrike, these 2 characters are amazing together. And if you have a summoner like Doctor Doom or Mary Hill, the Silver Samurai is going to assist every time the summons attack, yes. And he applies heal block. This heal block is going to be extremely important because you are facing different yo-yos, and not yo-yos, squirrel girls, sorry. You are facing different squirrel girls, and you really need these heal block. Squirrel girls, Miss Marvels, I mentioned yo-yo because they are together on the same node. Very annoying team. and the Silver Samurai is helping you quite a lot. He applies offense down for 2 turns, he gives himself defense up and barrier, and he also has a stun that is unavoidable. Very important to stop these yo-yos that we'll face, and also the Squirrel Girls. Lady That Strike, turn rewind, ultimate amazing, you already know about her. We have Captain Sam, gives energy. Captain Sam, Lady That Strike, and Doctor Doom should be your core team. Those are the most important characters. Then you can complement with Silver Samurai, Agatha, or with Mary Hill and Sharon Carter. But these 3 is definitely the characters you should take first. Now, Sharon Carter and Mary Hill. Mary Hill, she's going to benefit not only because she does damage with all of her abilities, but also because her passive and her summons will benefit from the additional health, additional damage, and additional armor, so that's very important. Sharon Carter, she has a very good stun, she has the ability block. Together with Captain Sam, she can use that ability more often, so it's going to be excellent. In terms of Kate Bishop, if you use her together with a healer like Mary Hill, her passive will activate several times. She's going to apply blind and slow to the enemies quite often, and that can be very convenient. She's also part of one team that is the second best, third best maybe, in terms of Alliance Wars defense. But the good thing about it is that they are also very good for Cosmic Crucible and Avengers Tower. So those are definitely excellent characters in terms of the global lane. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Cosmic lane. So we have Strange Supreme, Doctor Strange, Artless, we have Icarus, Deadpool, Cersei, we have Kestrel, Star-Lord T'Challa, we have Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, and Magic. Yes, Magic. So why Magic is here? Because Magic, she benefits out of all the stats relevance that you can see right here. So stat relevance, Magic can give barrier to their entire team, so she's going to benefit from the additional health and from the additional barrier that comes from the health. Then she gives herself and to her team drain, so once again she in damage increase is going to benefit her and her team, and that is also going to benefit the drain for herself. Then of course additional armor is always good, so she doesn't die. So as you can see, she's a character that greatly benefits out of having Teal gear, not only for herself but also for her team, because she gives barrier to her entire team. So this is why Magic is here. Now the other characters, Doctor Strange, very big damage, and he's great together with any of these characters because they apply buffs and negative effects. Icarus is on the yellow, as you can see, together with Doctor Strange, and the reason why it's Icarus is great together with Cersei, but if you have to choose between one or the other, Cersei is a lot better. She can flip the negative effects into positive effects with her ultimate, and she has an excellent stun. This stun has helped me so much on my Dark Dimension 5 run, Cosmic lane. It has been crucial for my progress. Deadpool is a character that she is always going to be relevant, like Cloak and Dagger, because she has the raid tags, and with all these new characters that are coming in terms of Darkhold, you can, instead of having the Eternals there, you can place the Darkhold together with them, with the Deadpool and with the Cloak and Dagger, and they are still going to be excellent because they are going to get a turn meter, they are going to get a drain and other mechanics. It's just excellent. So she's way better than Icarus in terms of overall value in the game. Now Cersei, as I mentioned, we have Kestrel. She is great in raids, she's great in war, she's great everywhere you can use her. Star-Lord T'Challa is an amazing character for single target damage. The fact that he steals energy, he can be a good counter in arena against characters like Dormammu. And don't use him as a skirmisher. Using him as a skirmisher, unless he's lower than 5 yellow 5 red, anything higher than 5 yellow 5 red, you should use him as a striker. Using him in any other thing is a mistake. Phyla-Vell, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, she benefits out of all of these effects, and she's still part of one of the best teams in terms of Alliance Wars and in terms of Avengers Tower and Cosmic Crucible and so on. The same goes for Moondragon, but Moondragon, because she gets a little bit less value, because she has less abilities that do attacks, then her value is a little bit lower. If they are together, she will also get the drain, and that makes her a little bit more valuable, but still not enough to be on the green. Finally, you have magic, but we already talked about her. Now we have the legendary, and unfortunately the legendary characters, they are all trash, apart from the two in the middle, and that's why there are only two characters in green, everyone else is yellow or red. Because once again, most of these characters are not benefiting out of all these stat relevances. We have characters that get more barrier, like her, but they don't do enough damage, or they don't have drain. Then this guy is a summoner, he benefits from the health and the damage, but he doesn't have good damaging abilities. So there are several characters here that unfortunately don't take full advantage of this. So it's not like they are primary options, they are just secondary options because you have nothing else and you have to take some of them. Okay, so first we have Invisible Woman, Dr. Octopus, Black Bolt, Omega Red, Morgan Le Fay, Jubilee, Adam Warlock, we have Phoenix, and we have Nick Fury. Now, in terms of Invisible Woman, she's pretty cheap, she gets the barrier, she gets the health, she does a little bit of damage, but she's not a character that is relevant enough. Having a big Invisible Woman is actually a problem in terms of blitzing, because you'll not be able to win because of her. She can be used as a plug-and-play character, but it's not very convenient because she is extremely slow, unlike other support characters. Dr. Octopus, on the other hand, very fast support character, is way better than Invisible Woman because of that. You have the summon that can be used as a decoy. You can flip the positive effects of the enemies, but unfortunately is not benefiting a lot from his abilities, because most of the times after you use the ultimate and the special, you're going to be spamming cooldown, you're going to be spamming the basic. So it's going to be lame, and yeah, you're investing Teal gear on this guy and you're going to be spamming basic all the time. And unfortunately, his basic is not similar to Star-Lord T'Challa, for example, that attacks 3 times. He only attacks 1 time, and that's it. Now we have Black Bolt. Black Bolt is on the yellow. He's a character that is very, very strong, and with the more Dormammus that we face, Black Bolt will be more relevant because he stops characters from reviving thanks to his passive. So the higher you have Black Bolt, the more efficient he's going to be at stopping characters from reviving. He is going to benefit from the health, from the damage, and from the armor. Unfortunately, he doesn't have drain or a barrier. With any of the characters you can place him together, but it's still the primary stats, that's still very, very important, and is definitely a character that benefits out of all of these stats because he attacks with his basic, with his special, with his ultimate, and also with his passive. Omega Red and Morgan Le Fay, there is nothing we have to say about these guys. These guys are amazing, they do insane amount of things. So these are the two characters that you definitely have to invest right away. Now we have a Jubilee. She's pretty decent, she's not amazing, she lacks a lot of focus, and unfortunately with Teal gear, focus and resistance is not something that she'll be able to obtain. The additional damage and the health is still pretty fine because you don't want her to die, but unfortunately is not the stats that she needs. But like I said, we don't have many other options, so if you can take an additional mutant, she's definitely your best option. Now we have Adam Warlock. He benefits out of the drain thanks to Phyla Vel. He doesn't give barrier to himself, so from these stats down here, health, damage, armor and drain, he's only benefiting from the first 3 plus the barrier, but that's from Phyla Vel once again. But he benefits from the drain, from the additional damage. Okay, so Adam Warlock is a little bit expensive, he requires Miasma, that is also required for Dormammu, and the goal of Dark Dimension 5, of course, is to unlock a Dormammu, so if you are investing in him, and that will stop you from being able to gear up Dormammu, then you don't want to invest in this guy. Forget about him, it's just the way it is. Other characters like Ebony Maw, we have the same problem. He's not benefiting out of anything like this. He doesn't benefit from additional damage, he doesn't benefit from additional health, and the armor is just okay. Ebony Maw can give additional barrier, but it's only on very specific situations and you might not be able to trigger that effect. So even that, yes, he can get barrier, it's not the case as often as we would like. So forget about the mystic characters for legendary apart from Morgan Le Fay. Finally, we have Phoenix and Nick Fury. I do not recommend any of these characters. It's just if you are like desperate for a character, Phoenix is an okay option. The Uncanny are pretty good in terms of Avengers Tower, Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, and Blitz. So you're gonna get some use out of her. In terms of Nick Fury, is the only skill legendary character available in the game right now. I really hope this changes soon. He's a summoner, but his stats are 100% trash. If you don't have him together with Kestrel, he's not gonna be good at all. He's not even decent. If you have him by himself, he is 100% trash. So I would only invest in Nick Fury if you have him at like 6 red stars, 7 red stars, definitely higher than 5, because otherwise he's not going to benefit from the stats. The minions without Kestrel will die way too fast, and overall he's just a character that doesn't benefit at all from these the stats that are relevant in terms of Teal gear and getting him to gear tier 16. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow the heroic difficulty of the Doctor Strange event, and once again you can find the teams used by different content creators on my Discord. This should be available, if not tomorrow, within the next 2 days. It will definitely be available before the next Avengers Tower, and I will make a video talking about it before we do all of this. And once again, in regards to Dark Dimension, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you share this information with your friends on Facebook and Discord. It's very important that people stop wasting gear on characters like Emma Frost, Dr. Voodoo, Ebony Maw, Minerva, because they are not going to get any benefits out of these additional stats. So just focus on these characters that will benefit out of these stats, and some of them will even double up on the value of the stats. So once again, if you found the information helpful, share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. Once again, you can find all this stuff on my Discord. Link is in the description. So if you like the video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And I will catch you guys later.